Are you born gay, or is that something that you grow into?
I think it's a fair question. I don't feel like I was born gay. I didn't, and let's be clear, I'm a different type of gay too. I know the gay. I can feel the Skittles rolling down the street right now because I say I'm an equal opportunity offender. Everybody gets offended at one point in their life, in their experience with me. I didn't wake up I didn't grow up playing with Barbie dolls. Not that every gay person does, because they don't. I didn't grow up dressing up as a girl. Not every gay person does. Every gay person's experience in life is different. Every lesbian's life is different, and every trans person's experience is different. So for me, I just felt as a kid, kids don't, at least me growing up, didn't think about sexuality till I started getting babysat by this girl. And then she started messing around with me. I was 8 years old. This was right before I went into foster care. She was 16. I didn't even think of that as being molested until I told the story years later that I had been by a 16-year-old, because it was just an 8-year-old bagged a 16-year-old. Then as I got older and came home from foster care and started exploring sex with girls and getting girlfriends in that, partly because my brothers had a bunch of girls and they wanted me to have a girlfriend.
They were straight?
They were straight, okay. Yes. And so I had girlfriends. And then I had an experience with a friend of mine. I was in a bad relationship with a girl. I wrote about this, bad relationship with a girl, and ended up having a friend who I didn't know messed around, and then we just ended up messing around, and then we developed a relationship that gave us both an escape from whatever we were both in that was making us unhappy. And then that evolved into a full relationship, and then I just, kept going.
But so are you bisexual?
No. I had, you know what? I don't know if I told the story. I had one bisexual experience No, I didn't. I ain't even gonna lie to myself. I ain't even gonna lie to your viewers. It wasn't bisexual. It was just a girl in the room. It was one of these situations where I saw a homie at the club. He didn't have nowhere to sit. I had a table. Him and his girl wanted to sit there. I walked to my table. Afterwards, we would go to my house. I want to get in the jacuzzi. They want to get in the jacuzzi. I do have a rule. You can't wear clothes in my jacuzzi, but it is what it is. So nobody really gets in there. And if they do, it's that type of time. They wanted to get in the jacuzzi. He was with it. He was putting a play together I didn't even know. Well, we ended up in a whole situation where I think she was there because he wanted her to be there to feel comfortable to be with me, which was fine. But he wanted me to play with her, and I was like, nah, not gonna happen. Now, I'll tell you why I don't like doing those scenarios. Because it's gonna be the girl that's gonna always go and say, you ain't gonna believe what happened. And here go this viral clip of a girl telling a story about her at my house with me and her, and then now I'm the news. I don't ever want to be the news, so it's only going to be me and you. Well, yeah.
So,
no, because as I'm talking, I'm also thinking of like, oh, well.
It is what it is at this particular point.
It was that one time.
And I owe a due diligence to my viewers to ask the questions.
Yes.
However comfortable or uncomfortable it may be.
Wait, no, this is why you should ask. Because there are women at home right now watching this show with their men, because I'm sure you have a large male audience because of where your profession. And there's a lot of those men at home right now watching this as their women are cooking, and they're probably turning the volume down because there are women whose men won't have the conversation with them about things they want to explore. And I think in our culture, we do have to normalize men and women for wanting to have an evolving sexual experience without labeling it as they're trying to turn our kids out. They're trying to do that. We not trying, listen, I don't want to take no man from a woman or a man. If your man is your man, let him stay over there because I don't want a problem. I don't deal with problems. Now, if your man somehow finds me or finds me attractive or finds his way into my space, whether he's with a woman or a man, that is not my problem. It is a conversation you all need to have. So I think most people watching won't have the conversation about how taboo it is to explore sexuality in our culture.
Does it make that man gay?
See, now you really want me to answer this question?
Duh.
No. I don't think a man that, okay.
Explain.
In the hate, I know you got, you with my girl and you got a baby. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
You guys are so beautiful together. I saw them at the Beyonce concert. I ain't about to go over there and deal with this and say hello and
I'm telling you, I'm an alpha.
Yeah.
So me having this conversation don't make me uncomfortable.
No.
Because I know like I said, what I am.
No, I'm bringing that up because I'm saying, like, I love that we're having the conversation.
For
I can
sure.
have it with an alpha man because most men are afraid to have it, although they are having it with their God because they're trying to pray these sins away when really they're just thoughts that a lot of people may have. No, I don't.
Some guys.
Yeah, some guys. I don't think that it makes a man gay because he explores his sexuality. Because what I was going to bring up is when you were younger, when you were in your profession, I'm sure there were days you had 2 girls, 2, 3 girls, a room full of women, because that's what all my brothers did. That's what every man does as he's growing into his manhood, at least that I know. And that didn't make all those women lesbians. It didn't make them lesbians, it just made them having a good time. Even to this day, it doesn't make them a lesbian. They can have 1 experience, 2, 10, they could be on payroll to do it. It doesn't make them a lesbian, it makes them just working. So, or twerking for the Birkin, whatever they're doing, right? But when it comes to our community, if you say, man, that man's attractive, oh man, I mean, now I'm gonna say this, I'm sorry I have to say it in your presence, but you told me I could be me.
Please.
Man, I just wanna suck today. Well, did that make you gay? I mean, it was a thought that came out. No, not in my opinion.
No.
Then you sucked it.
Mr. Lee.
Wait. You sucked it. You didn't even swallow, you just sucked it. Okay, well, I don't know. Wait, no, you asked the question. Stop asking me. Now you got me warmed up. Pause.
Go on the rock.
Pause. Pause. You got me warmed up. Okay, pause. So now you just sucked it. Now what happened was, when you thought about it, you weren't gay. When you said you wanted to do it, you weren't gay. Now you sucked it. Oh my God, I'm gay now. Because the world says I'm sucked. Now here you go. I got to walk you through 30 minutes of how you're not gay. 30 minutes how you still gonna go to heaven. 30 minutes how, okay, go brush your teeth. You're gonna be all right. Just look. I can't be your therapist and choose one thing at a time. Because at this point, I can't help you arrive at the closure you need to be okay with a decision that you made. All I did was provide the. How you call me to provide? That's like asking Uber Eats to bring you your food and then sit there and explain to you all the ingredients in it and why you shouldn't have ate the fatty foods and this and that. No, you ordered that, you paid for it, it's yours, now eat it.
Bad terminology, but that's almost like you saying you ordering Uber Eats and telling that person that they're not a taxi driver.
They're not a taxi driver.
They are a taxi driver.
No, they're not.
Okay, I'll put it like this. Well, everything that you just described makes that person gay.
You think so?
No, it's not a think. I know.
Tell me how.
Because at any decision, right, that you make, it just makes you who you are. You can't sit up here and wear blue with a hat, with a gun on your holster, with the handcuffs, shiny shoes on, walk around with lights on your car, and then say, I'm not a police officer. But yes, you are. Or you want to be. So those things just makes you. Now, for the people who are comfortable in their own skin, bro, you're gay. It's okay. Doesn't make you any less of a person or more of a person. It's just like you gay. My question is...
Wait, can I stay on that thought for a minute?
Please.
Okay. So, do you think I'm a thief?
We all are.
But do you think I'm a thief?
You have the capabilities of coming off of what I just read.
But you think I'm a thief now?
I don't know you enough to know that.
Okay. Some people don't know themselves enough to know if they're gay.
That's a fact.
Okay. So let me say that if you're wearing blue and a gun with the lights and you're saying freeze, you might be a security guard or aspiring cop, but you're not a cop. But some people may look at a police officer and say, you're a slave catcher. Because we know the evolution of policing comes from being slave catchers. We know that there was slavery, then there was Jim Crow, and then there was prisons, which is why I quit being a probation officer, because I didn't feel like I was able to change the system. The system that's been built over generations of slave catching and slave trading and free labor and all of that. When it comes to human sexuality, I think it's sort of like saying to a person that's been released from prison, you've done your time, you were found guilty, maybe you did or didn't do it, but who cares? You did your time, you're out. Now, are you always defined by that thing that puts you in prison? I don't think it's fair to say a person out of prison that's done their time is always the subject of what put them there. Let me just land the plane. I don't think it's fair to apply those rules to only one gender of a group of people that that involve themselves in that behavior. Because if two women had sex right now, we would not say that they were lesbians.
You ever heard of the thing?
Would you say they were lesbians?
You ever heard of the thing they call double standards?
It's called what?
Double standards.
Of course.
That's a double standard right there, sir.
It's a double standard, but it's also not fair.
It's not fair. Double standards aren't fair.
Okay, so we can say then, if we're having the conversation in the context, because context is important, if we're having the conversation that the context is that there's a double standard in human sexuality, yeah, of course. But I'm not, and it's not fair. And that is why I think having these conversations are important, because
it's extremely important.
Because there are lots of women who are catching HIV as a result of not having serious conversations with their lovers, because they're not being able to have an honest conversation with themselves. If you say to your man, I wouldn't let my girl tell me her man was sucking some dude, man, I would never. Man, you don't know what your man is doing 24/7, because there's no way anybody knows what their partner's doing 24/7. And so you have to normalize conversations without the double standards, without those nuances.
No, I think you're saying it wrong. You have to normalize these conversations without judgment. Because you have to have safe. Because double standards aren't going.
I agree with you.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, a person or a man having multiple women that's that. Woman having multiple men, she a hoe.
Hold on, he's that until they have hella kids, and then that ain't because they don't take care of them.
No, you can't say that, because I'm that you. But I got multiple. I got a lot of kids.
But you also.
I'm hands-on.
You hands-on. You also.
Right after this, I am going straight to track practice.
But not just hands-on. You also, even if you weren't as hands-on, you have worked yourself in a way to where you've had a successful career and can be a provider.
For sure.
A lot of men that are dropping off ain't providing, but STDs, kids they don't want to take care of, and a lot of excuses for being a no.
So
wait, and that is every woman watching is in the background cooking like, hold on, let me watch this show, because this right here watching it ain't. A lot of them watching it right now. A lot of women I know right now settle for a no good nothing ass dropping. Don't even work all the time, by the way. Ass.
But can I ask you?
But guess what? They got a cute little baby as an ornament to sit by a fireplace and take a picture for Instagram during Christmas. Out of here. And they worried about sucking. Take care of your kids. Half of you bastards ain't. And then you growing up, had these kids popping up, and here they come, water boys trying to rob us at the Wells Fargo down here on Peachtree. Go ahead, next question. I'm warmed up now. Get another cappuccino. What that was?
Look, this is what I would say, because I want to come back to women having children and men dropping off. Whatever.
Yes.
Before I get to that, do you think the inability to have a relationship with a man in your life drove you to that? Or being gay?
Wait, say that one more time.
Like, did you have a relationship with your dad?
No.
Do you think that was the reason?
No, I was friends with a finance. I don't think about my dad when I think about who I'm dating. I don't think about my dad. My dad is dead. I don't think about when he was alive or dead. I don't think about him about nothing. The relationship I had with him when he was around was cool until my brother died and he did something that I didn't like. And then it wasn't cool, but it wasn't disrespectful. It just was, okay, you're over here now. So it wasn't like we had beef or anything like that. He's still my dad. He was still my dad. He's still my dad today, but he's dead now. But I didn't think about like, oh my God, I don't have those issues. Oh my God, damn, no daddy. Oh my God, need me to hold me. I don't want no to hold me because I had no daddy. But wait, I didn't have daddy issues, mommy issues. I just like what I like. You know?
But I'm saying, and I don't want to quote this.
Okay.
But seems to me
Yes.
that people who are what they are, it had some type of placement in their journey to what they were drawn to. Meaning, if nobody really took me on to be the, hey, you have a wife, you have a family, a man provides for his family. I saw my dad do that. That's where I want to be. So the fact that you probably didn't have that relationship, what you grew up probably didn't have that relationship, not the, man, I hate my dad ain't, or my mom ain't. It's one of those, the person who you did entrust, that trust came through the process of, okay, cool, damn, it led to that. And you felt safe in that specific time. And that's your truth. That doesn't necessarily, I'm not saying that, the inability of a man to tell you that being gay was bad or wrong or good or what you wanted to be. It was just like what you were drawn to during a very curious time of your life. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for me, I think it was really simple. I mean, I'll say when you're looking for love, when it shows up the way you want it to feel, when you want it, it may not look the way you expect it to look, but it felt the way you want it to feel. For me, it showed up the way I wanted it to feel. I can say, oh yeah, I knew love with my family before foster care, went to foster care. I mean, at group homes, didn't have it there, came home, had it. It was never that because I compartmentalize everything in the world, right? From what I do for work to what I do for play to whatever.
But that doesn't mean that you don't have trauma though.
No. But only I get to say what trauma I have.
That's a
I don't
fact,
let
too.
people impose their belief system of what trauma looks like for me, because what trauma looks like for you is different.
For sure.
My therapist always says to me, man, I don't know why you're not strung out on drugs, dead, or in jail, all of what you've been through. Watching your brother get his brains blown out, shot, mother, this, that. I could understand for some people who, if life kept piling all this on, would not know how to avoid checking out. But what I know, because life piled all that on for me and that I didn't check out, is that I could survive it all. So I keep surviving whatever comes my way. So I feel like I'm programmed different. Yeah. I really do believe that that there is a superpower in my mind that allows me to manifest what I want, that gives me the drive and determination to go after it until I get it, and that has me the ability to literally cut off a feeling or emotion, put it in a bucket and keep pushing. And it's been that way for years. So I could be friends with you for 15 years, the best of friends, have the best experiences, and I've had this, and it recently happened last year. And one day, I just realized that that is the end of the road for us. I don't need to explain why. I don't need to validate why. I don't need to sketch a survivor manual for you to find out how to get out your feelings. I'm good. I have arrived at the final destination. And I've done that with my mother, gave her her piece, she passed. I did it with my father. I did not give him his piece, he passed. I did the Breakfast Club 2 days before he passed, and I said, he's probably gonna die soon. I'm not gonna piece it up with him, and I'm gonna be okay. I got on the plane leaving New York. I got a text that he had passed away, and he was fine. I sent flowers, I didn't go to the funeral, and I'm fine today. So I may be wired different.
Yeah.
And that's not because I have trauma, that's just because the God that I serve has given me the endurance to work through some of the most craziest situations. And once he and I are aligned with peace, I'm good.